We're live from the agency in Mohawk College. It's Behind the Mic. With today's host, and in-studio guests. Live from the agency, it's Behind the Mic.
Welcome to Behind the Mic, live from the agency here at Mohawk College. We have a great show lined up for you today. We have Detective Constable Greg Slack. He's talking to our very own Todd Garlow about his Crime Stoppers prevention in our Hamilton City. We also have Jamie and Steph with He Said, She Said, dates and dating in the workplace. We're also going to come back after the break with our panel. We're going to talk about Miley Cyrus, Glee tribute to Corey Monteith, as well as Roseanne Barr being angry. What else is new? And we're talking about Gravity hitting the box office this weekend. Find out after this. Hi, and welcome back to Behind the Mic. I am joined here with my lovely co-hosts, Casey Bridges, Adam Bryan, and Matt Lovell. So first topic of discussion, we're going to talk about Justin Bieber. He just released his new single, Heartbreaker, tonight at midnight.
Last night.
Last night, tonight. Last night, tonight, last night, midnight.
Same
so yes,
thing.
new song. Have you guys heard it yet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Loving it?
It's interesting.
Interesting?
Not so much.
Not
You
my
don't
most favorite thing from Justin
Not
Bieber.
a
Okay,
big
okay.
fan.
Well, when he tweeted that his new song was coming out, he had 83,000 retweets. Wow. On just the Twitter of him announcing that he was releasing the song last night. So.
I just want 2 retweets. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
and 50,000 people favorited that tweet. So I guess there's
Wow.
lots of people who are enjoying the song. It's
Sure, you made lots of money off it.
I liked it. I liked the beat more so than
Really? I was
The
probably more a
voice?
fan of the lyrics than the beat.
yeah. I was a really big fan of the
Yeah.
beat.
I just wasn't really into it. I couldn't get into it.
It's
It
different.
didn't like yeah.
It's not your cup of
it's
tea.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's different.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
Well, at least there's the numbers show that there are fans out there for that song.
This is
though.
true.
Okay, so Miley Cyrus on SNL this weekend.
Yes.
Thoughts, comments, guys. What are we thinking about this?
I have a big thing on it where I watched a lot of it.
Yeah.
And the jokes were funny, but it wasn't funny with Miley Cyrus. It's like she's not a funny person, so when you watch it, it's really like hit or miss. It just doesn't work well to me. And that's just my opinion on
Yeah,
that.
she is not funny. I think she takes herself too seriously, so she can't like let go and just be funny and make fun of herself. And so the skits and stuff that she did, I didn't find them to be very
Even during
comical.
the music video where she was making fun of herself, she was like dead serious when she was making fun of herself.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
I love making fun of myself.
It's so much
It
fun.
is
I
fun.
love it.
You play around.
I think she did look good with the brown wig though when she did the We Can't Stop parody of
Yeah.
herself. Like,
I think
I think she needs
any
to go back to
hairstyles
that.
looked better.
Okay.
I thought she looked gorgeous on Hannah Montana.
I like
so
blonde
that's
hair, just saying. So.
Yes. Well, apparently Miley doesn't think that there's anything wrong with her behaviors or actions because this morning she was on the Today Show with Matt Lauer and she was quoted to say that people stop being sexual at age 40. Todd, one of our very own Todd Garlow here. Todd, I know that you are an older, handsome gentleman.
Thank you.
So what do you think about this comment?
Disagree. Strongly.
Disagree.
Strongly.
Yeah,
I don't
for
have
sure.
a problem with sex after 40.
Did she take a survey? Like, this is my
She
question.
doesn't even know. She's how old is she? I don't even know how old
I think
she
she's
is.
like
already-
20,
she's
21.
20, yeah,
I
she's
think she'll be
20.
21
How
in
would she
December.
know if people stop being sexual at 40? She doesn't know.
Like I said, did she take a poll?
I think
She
that
went around with
she
clipboard.
should maybe turn 40 tomorrow so that I have to stop seeing her being sexual.
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome. But
great.
she was also saying that she doesn't twerk anymore because it's lame. She's the one who made it lame.
It's been lame since it began.
Yeah, she's ridiculous. Okay, so next, Glee. Tribute to Corey Monteith. Adam, you are like our pro. You know all about
Yes.
this. You're chomping at the bit to let us know what's going on with that.
So the episode's called The Quarterback, and it's talking about Finn, the character that Corey Monteith played, his death
Yeah.
in the show. They're not going to address exactly how the character died, but Leah Michelle, who plays Rachel Berry, who was his real life girlfriend and supposedly set up to be
Fiancé.
engaged.
Yeah.
She does a tribute to him by singing To Make You Feel My Love, and you can actually hear her crying, and this trailer is out now for the...
I don't want to watch this trailer.
I don't even watch. I'm not. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a big Glee watcher, but that's.
I've been a fan of Glee for a while, and I'm really looking forward to it. I know that I'm going to be crying, but
That sounds really, really sweet, very moving. I might even have to tune in to watch it just so I
And
can.
it's on Thursday at 9 p.m. on Global.
And on Fox as well.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, hitting the box office this weekend was Gravity, starring George Clooney and Sandra Bullock. I'm gonna be honest. I tried to watch the trailer. I couldn't even get past like the first 10 seconds after she unbuckles herself and just starts flying.
Yeah.
I had to
We
turn it
watched
off,
the
and then
trailer,
I just
yeah,
watched
yeah.
the trailer now before the show started, and I literally thought I was gonna have a panic attack after I watched it.
I am a huge Sandra Bullock fan, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the film, but after you said that, I'm really nervous.
And then they also there's a D-Box theater in the GTA, like in the Toronto area. So D-Box meaning like it's like those live motion rides that you go to on Disneyland. So
Almost
the
like an
chairs
IMAX
moving,
or something.
Almost like IMAX
Yeah.
kind of. So a lot of people were going to see that this weekend, and I think even just seeing the movie itself terrifying, and then seeing it in
Yeah.
D-Box theater, no.
It's probably a crazy experience to go through all that.
I always
just
get
watching
anxious
it,
whenever, like I feel like I'm a part of the movie or the show I'm watching, so I always get nervous, and so I'm really nervous to watch this stuff, but I'm excited to see
You're excited to see it?
a little bit.
I kind of want to see it.
Yeah. And
Very excited.
You're
I
very
didn't even watch
excited
the
to see
trailer.
it?
I just wanted to just go there and watch it, but you had to pull it up.
Yeah, I can't. Space and water, not a fan. Okay, so Roseanne Barr is not happy, but what else is new?
What?
She's
About what
always
now?
angry. She's always got something to go on Twitter and yell about. So right now she's mad at 2.5 Men. Apparently Chuck Lorre stole one of her jokes and put it on 2.5 Men.
Don't people
so
steal
she
jokes
is
all the
just
time?
up and livid, but people do it all the time, and I take that as a compliment.
It's almost like
Yeah.
I'm
impossible
that funny
to not
that you
steal
want
a
to put
joke.
my joke on your sitcom
Yeah.
that
Yeah, I
has millions
think
of
that-
viewers every week.
I understand, like, yeah, she wants to have like credit for it,
That's
but
cool, but just go ask. Be like, you took my joke. Give me some credit. That's
Yeah.
fine. Don't
Yeah.
go and throw a hissy fit on Twitter, which so many people seem to be trending that.
Yeah.
Hissy fits on Twitter. What do you think about this?
Well, you can't just like. Eventually, one joke is going to be stolen from another. Like, there's only so many ways
What
you can
about
tell something in a
SNL?
funny way. Even that too, but
The copycat
still,
of everything.
yeah.
But still, there's only so many ways you can do it. I just don't think it's that big of a deal. Why she's even complaining about it?
Well, because
like
she's
you said,
Roseanne. She's got nothing better to
Good
do.
point.
Like complain on Twitter. Like that's what she does. So I don't know.
venting on Twitter.
Yeah, Adam.
Yeah, if I was a comedian, I'd be a little bit upset, but I wouldn't vent about it on Twitter. I think that's an unprofessional way to go about it. You can vent about it to people, but
Yeah.
not like in
And
public.
she's giving 2.5 Men more
Yeah.
credibility and more hits
Like, she
and
could've
more
just-
followers because she's drawing more attention to the show and all this stuff, so more people are going to watch it. You know, she
People-
kind of put herself in a hole there that I don't think that she realized she was
People
doing
make
at.
bigger
so.
deals out of things that shouldn't be big deals.
They make a big deal, and then it becomes a big deal, and they don't understand they're giving popularity to
Yeah.
the thing that they're angry at.
Yeah.
So it's actually quite ridiculous. But yeah, and then Scarlett Johansson, she was announced as the sexiest woman alive again after 6 years of being named that as well. So that was pretty cool, I thought. I know you like Scarlett Johansson. All right, so after the break, we're gonna come back with He Said, She Said. So stay tuned to Behind the Mic. We're coming right back.
Hey, I'm Jamie Harrison.
And I'm Steph Parry, and this is He Said, She Said on Behind the Mic, live at the agency.
That's right, this is the part of the show where Stephanie and I get to argue and discuss things that we think are relevant to people here at Mohawk College, as well as relevant to me and her. It's mostly just a chance for us to fight in a public setting.
It really is, and Jamie's going to be wrong every week. So, Jamie, let's hear your wrong points this week on our topic of the day, which is
Dating in the workplace and in school. Now, here's the thing. I think dating in school is perfectly fine because A, you're meeting new people, you're meeting people of different age categories so they can have new knowledge, things you might not even think about. You're building friendships, so you work in a group first, you hang out a little bit with them, then you go out solo, and it's tons of fun.
No, I have to disagree. Having been in that situation in the past myself, I know that it doesn't work, especially if you're in the same program as that person, because your egos come out if you're especially in something like media, like us, where you're fighting for those jobs, and it shows the worst in a relationship. It is not a good idea. It's great if you're in separate programs because then you can come home at the end of the night and be like, hey, this really cool thing happened in my class today. But if you're in the same class as that person, that really cool thing, they already saw it and don't care.
No, I disagree with that because, I mean, A, you could both be disliking the same person. I mean, that's one thing couples could do together, I guess.
That's a really unhealthy thing for couples to do together is
Well,
hate
I mean-
the same person. You're basically telling people it's okay to talk about each other behind our backs. That there is a really unhealthy thing, and that's how gossip leads, which is another reason you shouldn't either date in the workplace or in school. You become the gossip of the classroom, the gossip of the workplace. It's not healthy for a relationship then.
It's different with work because A, there are rules at work that say you cannot date this employee or you should not be dating in the workplace. There's no rules that say that about school.
Who follows those rules, really, Jamie? I know myself I have not followed those rules, and I have found myself, in that situation. I know many people, including managers at my workplace, who have not followed those rules. So those rules are generally, and a lot of people are saying now those rules aren't really followed. So.
And I've known plenty of people who have followed those rules and their relationship still works out most of the time. There's the occasional time where someone might be like, well, you know what, you're getting a raise, so you're going to go into this position of power over, your significant other. Then it might become a problem. But other than that, I've never seen that many issues.
Well, okay, so saying that your relationship has worked, you went on a first date recently, and
Very
I've
true.
been on a couple of first dates in the past. What do you think is a good first date idea?
First date is anything where you get to communicate with the person you're with, talking, getting to know them, breaking the ice, kind of just really warming up and relaxing towards one another.
What did you do for your first date, though, Jamie?
We went and played mini putt, which I thought was relaxing and fun.
See,
and gave us a
knowing
chance
you,
to-
Jamie, I know Jamie really well. I've known Jamie for, the first
2
year of our
years
program,
now.
nearly 2 years, basically. Jamie is very competitive. You do
Not
not
that
play games
competitive.
with Jamie because Jamie will scream at you. In fact, several times we've played card games, Jamie has screamed at me.
That's right.
So
At
something
Stephanie,
like
I have
that,
yelled at because
if you were going on a date with someone who did not have a competitive side, that is a big flaw because that's you showing a side of you you don't want to show on your first date. You screaming at that person because they got something wrong. Something like a dinner date is the best thing for a first relationship date
No.
kind of thing because you're going somewhere, you're both really nervous, and you're sitting there and you're talking and you're eating and you're getting to know that person because you can ask all of those questions. And then later on in the relationship, things like mini golfing, which I have done in my current relationship, but later on, is perfect because you already know that person. You know whether they're competitive, you know what they're good at, you know what they're bad at. So you know to play to those sort of things and you know what to expect is going to happen.
See, the first date, dinner date is overdone and so cliched that I can't do that. That has got to be one of the most ridiculous things ever. It's like, oh yeah, we have to go get dinner for the very first time. That's how we're going to chat first. No, I would rather go out dressed to impress and do something to impress the person I'm with and be like, yeah, we're going to go to this very fun activity that you're going to love and know I'm not overly competitive about it because it's not always mini golf. It could be laser tag or it could be, laser tag's probably not a great example, but it could
Because
be
that's another
something
thing I can see
fun.
you getting very, very, those are just really competitive things. Other great ideas that once you've got past going through like the first date kind of thing, second dates and stuff, you're looking at doing something more out there, more dressed up. But I think for your first date, it needs to be calm and relaxed, and it needs to be like, don't go to the movies though. Movies probably the worst idea ever because you cannot talk. Oh wow, something Jamie agrees with me with. Something
Yes.
you cannot talk at a movie. You cannot.
But you can
can't-
cuddle. That's the most important thing about a movie.
But you do that uncomfortable thing where you're doing that thing with your arm, and it's kind of, especially from a girl's point of view, when
No.
guys are kind of doing this with
No.
their arm, it's really awkward because you just want to be like, get it around me or get it away from me. Like, don't
See,
make
no,
that.
I don't do that uncomfortable thing though. It's either with me, it's like, all right, come here, and then I put the arm around, or I just don't do it at all. It's come here, and I'm gonna put my arm around you, or I don't do it at all, because that's the way to go about it. There's no being nervous. There's no taking my, oh, I'm so sweaty, I don't want to do it. I don't want to touch you because my hands are clammy. No, you go right in, you move for the kill. That is a horrible thing to say, but yes, you move for the kill.
Well, we want to know what you think. Who do you agree with? Do you agree with myself, which you really should, or do you agree with Jamie?
my opinion is so superior to hers. You're going to want to tune in next week, find out. We're going to be posting a poll on twitter.com/@behindthemic. You're going to love it. Tell us what you guys are thinking.
Hashtag it with he said, she said.
And that's it for us. We will see you guys next.
Yeah, so that was my trip to Cuba. It's really fun.
That sounds fantastic.
So how have you been?
It's been tough. I've been fighting with depression for a long time.
I've got to. I really have to go, so I'll talk to you later.
Hi, we're live at the agency back at Mohawk College. I'm Todd Garlow, and this is my little segment. We have our special guest this afternoon. I'd like to introduce Detective Constable Greg Slack from Crime Stoppers. Thank you very much for coming in,
Thanks
Greg.
for bringing me along.
I wanted to find out a little more about Crime Stoppers, and does the general public know that you're actually a community-based program?
Well, that's one of the big things we need to push with Crime Stoppers. I think people tend to forget that we're a not-for-profit agency. They think that we're attached to the police service or the city. We got deep pockets and we just work with the police. In retrospect, we actually are not-for-profit, and every dollar that we raise has to come through fundraising. So we pay those tipsters out up to $2,000 for good information for a crime. That's got to come from fundraising. So, I mean, people know about Crime Stoppers, but they do forget that we're actually a not-for-profit.
Is there special ways that you get to go out into the public and actually let people know about Crime Stoppers and where they can donate?
So actually, things like this, Cable 14, CHCH, but the big things are, like on the weekend I was at the Comic-Con, Super Crawls, things like that, community events, festivals, whatever. We like to get our message out there. And with that, all the fundraising, we'll have galas, charity barbecues, charity walks. At the Comic-Con and the Super Crawl, we're selling some charity posters for $5. So all those things do help and get the message out, but also raise money for us as well.
So you've also got a new campaign running as well called Be the Hero?
Yeah, so that's a new campaign. It's our 30th anniversary this year, so it's a huge mark for us. Crime Stoppers of Hamilton is the oldest in Ontario. We've been around for 30 years. And this year we decided to rebrand and have a whole new concept called Are You a Hero? So we want to move away from the whole, instead of being thought of as a rat, a fink, or a snitch, instead do the right thing and be a hero. Because heroes, much like tipsters, are anonymous, they're caped Avengers, they fight crime. So why not put a positive spin on it and make people want to call?
Excellent. I got a chance to see a few of the stills beforehand of the actual comic books.
Yeah.
I'm a huge comic book fan, and I think it's fantastic. I think the public will really gel with it and kind of get behind the program. Maybe if people don't understand or know, can you get in trouble for making like a false tip?
Well, I mean, we try not for. We wouldn't want that to happen, but I think you and I talked before. It can happen. I mean, sometimes you could have some, domestic situations or child custody disputes, and where somebody could abuse the system and maybe make a phony tip against the spouse or something like that. We would like to think that wouldn't happen. Has it happened in the past? Absolutely. But it doesn't matter because it's anonymous and that's not our place to reinvestigate our tipsters. We guarantee that they're 100% anonymous. We just hope that with it being a charity type event, no one takes advantage of it. Because if that starts to happen, the program would fall apart. And I think out of the entire year that I've been in there, that hasn't happened once.
That's fantastic. Is there a minimum donation that people can make, and would I give it directly to you?
If you had 50 cents in your pocket, I'd flip you upside down for it. So no, there's no minimal donation. I mean, we'll take a quarter, $1, $50, $100, doesn't matter, because anything's great to make a good cause happen. So.
And where would people go and make their donations to?
So, joking when I said that, but it's not me because I'm the program coordinator. I'm the police half of things. So me personally wouldn't take those donations because there's a fine line between the policing side of things and taking money from the public. We have a full working board and an administrator that handles all that stuff. So if anybody wanted to make a donation, they get a hold of Trish Hoban at the Crime Stoppers office there.
Excellent.
Donate it through her.
And what is your exact job title with Crime Stoppers?
So I'm the program coordinator. So what happens is as tips come through the office, it's my job to make sure that they're recorded. I speak with the tipsters to make sure they have the accurate numbers. If they want to call back to check on the tips, I take that information and I get it to the right investigative units. So if it's a tip that's coming through for, say, drugs, I make sure it gets to the Vice and Drug Office, or if it's about a robbery, it goes to Bear and such. And then I track those tips and follow them up to make sure they're being investigated properly and how they're going to clear them. If it was cleared by an arrest, and then I can let that tipster know they're going to get some money. If not, it was cleared in the sense that it was false or unfounded or unverified, I would write those tips off. So it's my job to make sure that things get completed through the tip sort of things.
That's great. If people want to contact Crime Stoppers, website?
Website, we're crimestoppershamilton.com. You can get a hold of me on Twitter. It's @StopandCrime. That's STOPNCRIME. So @StopandCrime. And our phone number is 1-800-222-TIPS. Locally, it's 522-TIPS, which is 8477.
I think that's fantastic that you continue to do the job that you're doing, and I hope that the community does become a little more aware with us showing what we have today. Again, I want to thank you very much, Detective Constable Greg, for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much,
All
and
right.
we'll be right back after this.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that was my trip to Cuba. This was really fun.
That sounds fantastic.
So how have you been?
It's been tough. I've been fighting with depression for a long time.
I've got to. I really have to go, so I'll talk to you later.
It's Behind the Mic, live from the agency at Mohawk College. That's it for today's show. First off, I want to thank the Mohawk College TV broadcasting program. Without them, this whole show would not be possible, and they are doing a fabulous job. Thank you guys, you rock. I also want to thank our guest, Detective Constable Greg Slack. Thank you. Slacker. That's probably the first time I can call a cop slacker. Thank you for coming on today's show. Todd, you did a fantastic job again. Thank you, Adam, Casey, Matt, Steph, and Jamie. We all want to thank you. Thank you guys for being here today. And don't go anywhere, because me and my host will be catching us on Ignite Radio Live. We're going to be doing a 15-minute wrap-up show about what you saw today. So make sure to check us out there. We'll see you guys next week.